Hi, everybody. So I just want to explain a couple things about this really important exercise. And it's important because of two elements. There's the Google Doc element, and then there is the source evaluation element. And so you're not going to be submitting this, but it is required, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that it's going to help you study for the upcoming exam, not only for the subject matter itself, but also for the skills related to using Google Docs. It's going to help prepare you in your skill building around Google Docs for the upcoming module activities, and also for your final group project where you are going to have to use Google Docs extensively. And it's going to help you understand and retain some important concepts for all of the upcoming assignments. Okay, so here I explain a little bit about Google Docs inside of the module, and I'm going to show you what all of this means in a moment. And then in the to-do list for this activity, I ask you to make sure that you're logged into your Google account. So I had asked you to create a Google account in week 1, and hopefully you've done that, so that every week when you join me for the live class, if you're logged into your Google account and you open our shared Google documents, then all those documents are going to be available to you in your Google Doc history, so you can always go back to them to refer to them. Okay, but if you haven't done that yet, it's not too late. So go ahead now. If you have not yet created a Google account, do that today, and make sure that you're logged in before you go into this link. So I'm going to go now and click on this link. And when I do that, Google Docs asks me, do you want to make a copy of this document? And the reason that it's doing that is just because I changed the code in the URL so that everybody is forced to make a copy, because I don't want you all to have access to editing the exact same the actual document, because you each need your own version so that you can work on it. Okay, so the reason it's asking you to make a copy is because I deliberately changed the code. So you're going to go ahead and click yes, make a copy. Okay, and then what happens is that this document, this Google Doc, opens up, and this is my own copy, and I'm going to put my name on it. And so this is my own copy, so any changes I make to it are, they're retained, and I'm not going to have interference on this document from other people unless I share the link directly to my document. Okay, so so let's have a look at some of what's going on here on this screen. So in the top right, this is really, really important. Okay, in the top right corner, whenever you're logged into Google, your Google account, then in the top right corner you'll have probably a circle with your initial, or it might be your picture, and that's really, really important to pay attention to. Okay, so you need to know whose account is actually logged in when you're doing these activities. Okay, so in this case, when I click on that S on the top right, I can see that I'm currently logged in as Stella in Toronto. That's one of my Google accounts, and I also associated that account with another one, which is Stella for GBC. So I'm logged into the right account, and that's fine. So I'm going to continue doing my work. If, on the other hand, you if let's say you share your machine, your laptop, your computer, your whatever device you're using, if you share it with other people, then it's possible that you are logged in here into a Google account, but it's somebody else's account. And it's really important that you be logged into your own. And there's many reasons for that. We're going to be looking at some of the reasons, but for today, later on. But for today, I want to tell you that for the purpose of Google Docs, it's really important for this reason. When you go to Google Docs Home, so Google Docs Home, you get there with this little blue sheet icon in the top left corner. When I go to Docs Home, then Google Docs will show me the history of all the Google Docs that I've opened up with this account. Okay, so any of the ones that I've opened up with that account, I can go back and revisit later on. So it's a nice tidy record. So if you had your Google account open every time you joined our class and you opened the Google Doc that I shared each week, then when you come up here, you're always going to be able to go back and refer to those weekly running documents that we've opened before. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to the activity document just by clicking on it. Okay, I want to show you something else while I'm here, and that is YouTube. Okay, so YouTube also is associated with your Google account. Okay, so here it is. There's that S once again. If I click on it, I can see which account I'm logged into, and the reason that's important is because I can always go back and look at the history of the videos that I've watched. I can go, to the videos that I've uploaded myself. I can go to my list of videos that I've watched that I've marked to watch for later. I can see all the videos that I've liked, and so all of these things are kept in this record under my YouTube account, which is the same thing as my Google account. So if I'm not logged into the right one, I need to sign out and then sign in with the correct Google account. Okay, but I'm going to go back now to my Google document, and all right, so now I know that I'm in the right one, and here I talk a little bit about this, the acronym CRAAP, which is kind of an unfortunate, we talked about this in the last class. Okay, this is kind of an unfortunate acronym, and what it is, it stands for Currency, Relevance, Authority, Accuracy, and Purpose. It's an instrument for sort of evaluating information sources. Okay, and I need you to start getting some familiarity with doing this and some practice so that you can start to do it with increasing speed, so that you can quickly look at information sources, and then look at these dimensions, and then decide whether it adds up to something that actually is it's a source that you can count on. Okay, all right, and then on the right hand side, I've done one example just so that you can see how I would have filled in this different source. So I'm just asking you to go in, take a quick scan. You can do it, take maybe 15 minutes to do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is just that you're beginning to apply these categories for inspection of sources, so that you build that skill and can talk about it not only in the midterm tests, but also in the upcoming course tasks, and also just for your other courses and for your life in general. It's just good. It's a very, very good skill to have, to be able to quickly evaluate a source. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and if you have any questions, please let me know.